Muito obrigada para assistir. Eu estou com muita saudade do Brasil. ขอบคุณค่ะสำหรับเวลาในการ
When you arrived in Brazil, did they think you're Brazilian or did they call you like Chinita or something like that, like they do in Latin America?
Brazil is such a diverse country. We all sitting here, you can be Brazilian and you can also be Brazilian. Me, they would think that I'm Japanese, Brazilian, kind of mixed because there's a huge population of Japanese in Brazil too.
So for you, was it ever kind of like a barrier?
A lot of people comes to me and trying to ask if I speak Japanese. I don't find it's a negative experience. I find that they trying to find the way to approach to you. They're just very curious about you and want to learn.
Unfortunately, Brazil has a reputation of perhaps being dangerous. What would you say to those claims?
What we see on the television or social media, we only see the bad parts about it, right? I would say in Brazil, it can be dangerous if you allow yourself to be in that situation. For example, if you're in the street in Rio at midnight, you shouldn't be there drunk or like walking without aware of your surrounding. You should be aware of who's about to pass you or who's behind you. In general, in all big cities, like have some part that's dangerous, but just try to avoid it. And I think you will be fine.
Anywhere you go, you could run into trouble. It's not specific to one country. One thing I know is that they love food, as we've discussed. Feijoada is like one of my favorite dishes in the world. What are some of their traditions that really stood out to you?
Cultural event, local food, and people comes together and dance, enjoy the music. And it's just another vibe of carnival, but smaller.
How did Brazil change your personality?
I was quite shy before my exchange year. And when I go to Brazil, meeting my outgoing Brazilian friends, they took me to party like every week. And I get to leave a bit and enjoying the lifestyle of Brazilian. I think that's kind of helped me to be confident. And throughout the year, I learned so much when I face something difficult in Brazil and there's no parents next to me who can comfort my feeling. It's forced me to find a comfort with my friends. Like my best friend will always be with me in Brazil and I'm still thankful for that.
How do you maintain the language while you're away? Because we like to speak, even with you. I always ask you to speak Portuguese y intento de entender porque es muy similar con español, ¿no?
Sí. The main tools that I use right now is YouTube and Spotify, actually. I always have my favorite list of Portuguese song.
So how exactly did you get so good at Portuguese?
Again, I would give credits to all my friends and the people I meet in Brazil. During the time that I alone in the home or my free time during weekend, at the first beginning of my exchange, I would watch the series in English with Portuguese subtitle. And when I hear the sentence that I could use with my friend, I will write down.
So wait, you said you watched it in English with Portuguese subtitle?
Yes. So if the...
Wow, that's an interesting approach.
So if your series saying, what do you do tomorrow? It's going to show Portuguese like, o que você vai fazer amanhã? So I remember that sentence and trying to use that with my friends at school. So it's kind of speed up my Portuguese.
Wow, because in the language video we made, spoke about the importance of having the subtitles in the language you're learning. But what Charin's doing there is watching a series in her second language to learn her third language, which is impressionante. Wow, that's the first time I've ever heard someone doing it that way round, and it's great advice. What are the differences for those who don't know between Portuguese from Portugal and Portuguese brasileiro? Because I've just learned como você está, tudo bem. Are they both okay in Brazil or which one's which?
From what I heard, there will be a certain accent that the Portuguese from Portugal use, and some words actually completely different from Brazilian Portuguese. So I would say the major difference would be accent. I've never been there, so I cannot compare it that much.
You have to go. And a quick shout out to, you met him last year or a couple years ago, Evolve Clemente, our friend who's from Galicia, and the Gallego language, even though it's in Spain, it sounds exactly like Portuguese. So
Wow.
they always, está bom.
That's all.
Europa está bom. Like it's in Spain, but they speak exactly like that. Finally, can you just show us a bit more of your Portuguese? Maybe some like cool Brazilian expressions, some like fun stuff that if we go to Brazil, what can we say?
Eita.
Eita.
It can be good one or bad one. Like if something happened to be surprising, you can say, Eita, você conseguiu. Como like, it's like, oh my gosh, you did it. If something bad and you say, Eita, it's a kind of like, that's so unfortunate, something like that.
Eita.
Yeah.
Eita. Muito bom.
Yeah.
Is that rude though?
No, it's not rude. Very usual slang. Coxinha, por favor. Coxinha is one of my favorite salgados, like a pastry, almost like a chicken pie, but Brazilian way. Bom dia, o que você quer comer?
Olá, tudo bem?
Tudo bem?
Coxinha, por favor.
Sim, certo. Tá bom. E pra
Obrigado.
você? De nada.
Pão de queijo, por favor. Com café.
Ah, sim, pode. Vou mandar pra você.
Muito obrigado.
De nada.
Quiero ver si puedes entender español o no. Porque
Poquito.
los dos idiomas son muy similares.
Sí.
Entonces, cuando alguien habla español, normalmente entiendes la mayoría o no. Puedes responder en portugués.
Sim, eu acho que mais ou menos 80%.
80 es mucho, ¿no?
80%. Eu posso falar em português?
Sí, 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 no problema.
Anos passados, eu estava no Rio de Janeiro e encontrei com uma menina de Argentina e a gente passa o dia inteiro. Ela continua a falar em espanhol e eu tentar falar português com ela e não tem problema para nós entendermos e consegui.
Es increíble. Una tailandesa que habla portugués con alguien que habla español y podemos entender. Y es el poder de idiomas que, sí, aún la gente con italianos también. Italiano, portugués, español. Es la misma familia, en mi opinión.
Son lindos.
Exactamente. Todo el mundo debe intentar de aprender otros idiomas. Y Thai también. Finalmente, una frase en Thai que podemos aprender que es muy útil.
ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ
Ya conocemos. Otra frase un poco más.
Otra หิวข้าว
หิวข้าว
Yes, that's great.
And what parts of your Thai culture have you held on to dearly?
What part of Thai culture? Maybe food? Yeah, because I try to cook Thai food for my friends, even though Brazilians not really used to spicy food, but I still convince them like try a bit.
How did they respond to it?
Yeah, so far they enjoy it. Yeah, like pad kra pao or green curry or matsaman.
So, of course, if you're interested in both Thailand and Brazil, you have to check out Charin's Instagram, Mishamo Fluki.
Yes, Mishamo Fluki is made for my friends and people who are interested in Thai culture. I will be making content in Portuguese.
So, Charin, how about a simple message in English, Portuguese, and Thai?
Muito obrigada para assistir. Eu estou com muita saudade do Brasil e gostaria de voltar de novo. So thank you very much everyone for watching. I just said I miss Brazil so much and hope to go back and visit again. ขอบคุณค่ะสำหรับเวลาในการชมคลิปนี้นะคะก็ติดตาม Evolve HQ ได้ทาง channel YouTube นะคะ
Make sure thank you so much. Muito obrigado. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you also follow Charin and we'll see you in the next one.